How's it going, everyone? Hi, Jump here. Today I am bringing you my kind of like predictions and my hopes and dreams for E3 2017. It's less than a week away. It starts on the 11th, I believe. Yeah, next Sunday is the 11th, with the Xbox or Microsoft press conference followed up by the Sony one, and then Monday has Nintendo. But before we get into everything, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to E3 last year, and it was way different. It was a very more industry vibe event, where this year it should be a little bit different, because for the first time they had just regular attendee tickets. So it's being opened up more and more year over year to to attendees. But was lucky enough to get a industry pass again. But let's go ahead and jump in. First up is Microsoft, and for them, their major thing this year is going to be Project Scorpio. It's going to be this is their new console meant for like high-end gaming, where it's supposed to be like 4K and just like running everything at just like so much more. Basically, getting closer and closer to that like high-end PC sort of vibe. As a result of this means it's going to be costing so much more. I think it's also slated for holiday 2017. It's sporting, from specs from the website here, we'll be just kind of showing those off here as well. True 4K with a 2.3 gigahertz CPU, terabyte hard drive, Blu-ray DVD combo player, 12 gigs of DDR5 memory. So overall, I mean, this console is going to be looking absolutely nuts. But all we've seen is kind of the internal specs, so it's a guarantee at this point to see how this looks in person, like what the console actually looks like. I don't expect them to stray too far away from their standard kind of like box style. I wouldn't expect it to look too different from the Xbox One. But so along with that, I mean, I think it's gonna be kind of hard for them to be able to garner that major price tag without some awesome titles to go along with it. I mean, my guess is going to be something along the lines of Red Dead Redemption 2 being a launch title potentially, maybe even a new Halo. Honestly, I'm hoping Red Dead Redemption is coming to PC, because I didn't get to play the first one because I don't play console games, unfortunately. I mean, I could go back and try to get it on I think it's on 360, but I'm still hopes and dreams sort of thing. So next we got Sony. In terms of hardware, I really doubt there's going to be anything new. We got the PlayStation 4 Pro last year along with PSVR. But what we did also get, we got a bunch of awesome trailers last year too. So what we still have to come out is God of War, or Dad of War. Looked amazing last year. Got to see a kind of like a guided tour through it at their booth. This year I'm hoping for some hands-on, really getting to feel how Kratos plays in this new, really gorgeous looking setting, if it's anything like what it looked like last year. The other thing I'm really excited for from Sony is Death Stranding. It's the new IP from Hideo Kojima, and man, if these trailers mean anything, it looks so just trippy, like some sort of like extra dark version of Dishonored with this weird multi-dimensional thing. I am super excited. I have no idea what to expect for it, but hopes are high, because I mean, you look at Hideo Kojima's past work and he's got a major fan base. So I'm really happy to see that Sony is kind of letting him go and do everything that he really wants. Another game that I'm excited for, that we got a glimpse of last year, is the new Spider-Man game. And that looked absolutely nuts. What I'm really hoping for is this kind of does the superhero games right. Sort of like what Batman and the Arkham series, did, where it felt very true to the characters. As you got to explore through, different plot lines that don't necessarily have to be from a movie or from an existing comic line. But like all the characters felt like they belonged in this like game universe. So I'm hoping for kind of hands-on of that. It's been a year. I want to see progress and a release date. I'm fine with like a holiday 2017. It might get pushed back, but I can see this being one of those major games. I mean, then we've got the two big hitters for Sony. Last of Us 2. I mean, what else do you have to say? The game is such a major hit. I don't know. Like, even people that have like don't own PlayStations, I know love this game or I'm so excited to see it. Personally, you're gonna hate me. I haven't played it, but it looks nuts. I'm really hoping to play it. I know you can do. It should be one of those games that I'm able to play on PC, so that'll be something I'm looking into myself. And to go along with that, another one of the mainstays for Sony these days is the Uncharted series. So there's Uncharted Lost Legacy. Trailers look pretty sick, and I know that a lot of people really enjoy this game for the story, and it's a series I really need to check out. I just unfortunately haven't had a PlayStation, so maybe this year I'll be picking up a PlayStation 4 come holiday time, pick it up with like a Last of Us 2 bundle or something. Moving on to Nintendo, I'm filming this on the 5th, but tomorrow, or today, when this video goes up, the 6th, they do have a Nintendo Direct for Pokemon. There, I'm expecting like a Sun and Moon version of Pokemon Yellow, where it's kind of a mix of both for the Switch, which, honestly doesn't surprise me at all. The Switch is getting to the point where, I was talking with my roommate, and he was saying Pokemon is it's a portable game. You expect it on like your 3DS, 2DS, Game Boy Advance, what have you. But you look at so many people, what are they using their Switch for? It's for when they travel to different events, or for work, or whatever, or go into them hip, trendy rooftop parties. I gotta take my Pokemon with me. So I would not be too surprised to hear, either a port of both games or a combination of the two coming to the Switch, which I am all for because I lost my 3DS somehow. I can't find it for the life of me, and so I wasn't able to play Sun and Moon. So this would be a perfect time for me to be able to jump back into the Pokemon series. Some of the things that we do know are confirmed for this year. Squid Kids 2 is going to be coming out. I know that's not the name, but it's what I call it. Splatoon 2, they have a tournament for that. As long with ARMS, they are bringing in some pro gamers, I think from Smash 4 and other fighting games, to duke it out with ARMS. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. I haven't had a chance to play the tests that they've had in the past 2 weekends, but from what I'm hearing, it's pretty fun, and it's definitely going to be worth a look. But last year they had, Nintendo's booth was rather large, and most of that was for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And man, did that booth look absolutely nuts. This year they are giving that space to Super Mario Odyssey. So I'm really excited to see, get hands-on with that game. The fact that so much of their booth is dedicated to it means for sure that it's going to be a chance to get hands-on with this new Mario on the Switch, hopefully. Last year they had Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, but I'm not sure if Super Mario Odyssey is going to be coming out for any other systems other than the Switch. But that will definitely be cool. And some of my hopes, I think Nintendo has my biggest hopes right now. One thing that we did see that is potentially leaked, there's no confirmation, no nothing, is Smash for Switch, which is the Smash 4 port to the Switch. We've got a leaked image here of Paper Mario stage. Plus, there's also been some data mining that's shown a spot for a new character. So my guess would be Smash for the Switch with new stages and a new character that I'm sure that they will release, retroactively to the Wii U version and 3DS. That's something I think is kind of like a safe bet that's going to be happening. But you can also count me in the camp that would really like a Melee HD. There's been there's been rumors swirling for years and years of a Melee re-release, but I understand a lot of hesitation that's coming out of part of the community of Nintendo potentially, screwing up the game. If it's something that doesn't maintain, you don't get the same crisp wave dashes, shield drops, what have you, it could potentially fracture the community a little bit. People's arguments of just well, the game sucks, then we just continue playing on the current, on the current Melee, and that's perfectly fine. That being said, I'd like to give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt, and I would really hope that they would, basically take Melee HD textures, profit, maybe get some online matchmaking. But one big hardware thing that we could also be seeing from Nintendo this year, following up the NES Classic, is the SNES Classic. I think it's safe to say that the NES Classic was a big success for them, selling this little pocket system that's basically just pocket-sized nostalgia. And what would go great is the SNES Classic. Hopefully, like that can come out around the holiday times and be, one of those just easy sells to so many people. Nerds of young and old, all kind of getting to enjoy these very iconic games for the system. Moving on, we have EA, which to me, year after year, they've got a couple of highlights, but mostly to me, it's a lot of the same sports games. I know they do have something cool this year, though, with they're supposed to have like a large area outside the event that's full of like obstacles and games. I'm not exactly sure, how that's gonna work out, how many people that's gonna draw, but I'm definitely gonna try to get you guys some footage, go experience that myself. But overall, like the sports games and whatnot don't really interest me too much. I think they just announced like a new FIFA today, and I know a few days ago we saw the trailer for Need for Speed Payback. And honestly, this is one of the few EA games that actually kind of gets me like low-key hyped, is racing games, because they do these right, and I don't have to worry about like the normal kind of like EA-ness, I guess I'd say, is finding new and interesting ways to put games behind paywalls. Yes, they do have a history of like, oh, you want these extra missions? That's DLC, give us money. But the last Need for Speed I played, I think was Most Wanted. And, overall, what came with the game, I was satisfied with. Would I pay full price for it? Maybe not. But if it comes to PC, goes on sale, yeah, I'll probably pick it up. But more importantly, we have the hype that is Battlefront 2. And oh my god, does this trailer look sick. Telling the story of, someone on the Imperial side about the transition from the Empire to the First Order, and, seeing how the world changes around them from their perspective. It gives us something completely different from the movies, and I think it's gonna be really cool to see. As long as the character development and the campaign are solid, this game will definitely be a success, because outside of multiplayer, I am such a sucker for a solid campaign. Because honestly, I kind of get bored of Battlefront, and it's nice to have that campaign to fall back on. We saw the same thing of Titanfall. Like, the original game there was just multiplayer. Titanfall 2 comes out, people are still just buying the game just to play the single player. And that's something that's I own the game just for that. Next up, we have Bethesda, who is also having kind of a larger area, it seems. It's definitely, they're picking up on that more consumer focused area, where it's supposed to be broken up into all these different areas. If you take a look at this tweet here, I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be kind of shaped like this. I doubt that they're going to have a Ferris wheel in the center of everything. But if you look around, we have a few things that are kind of easy to pick out. Up in the top right, we have Doom, which I believe is going to be bringing us Doom VR this year. Also in the center, we have Fallout, which I think I've heard rumors of the same thing, of Fallout 4 VR. Then looking, I know I'm kind of bouncing around here. If you look to the left, the bottom left, we have what is definitely the Dishonored 2 series. Could definitely see some updates. It'd be honestly, I'd kind of enjoy a VR version of that, but after kind of the shaky launch of the original title, it'll definitely be interesting to see if that would be able to move products. The next couple of things is we have, I'm not exactly sure what is right above Dishonored 2, but directly across from that we have Quake Champions, which is currently in beta, and the game looks just absolutely so much fun. So I'm hoping that they're going to have kind of a more hands-on, a release date, maybe another cinematic trailer to go along with it. And I think that'll be really awesome. Bethesda is showing a lot of care for Quake, and it's definitely going to look great. Directly to the north, we have Elder Scrolls, which I believe has their new expansion just releasing, I think, this week, of Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. So they'll probably have something to celebrate the release of that, even though the game is just out. With the fact that there's attendees, they still are in that kind of phase where they can build hype for it and be yeah, complete this game, go home and start playing, which I think is really awesome. But one of the key things I also see on this kind of world map is that we have 2 areas that are under construction. So potentially 2 new games, maybe an addition to Fallout, since there isn't really a full Fallout section. I think the one on the bottom right looks kind of retro-esque, that we might see, I don't know, maybe an expansion to Fallout 4, something along those lines to add more content there. But other than that, I don't really have ideas for what the other one might be. But what I'm actually kind of hoping to see is maybe in the top left, it would maybe be a new Elder Scrolls game. Like, come on. I know that they've been focusing on the Elder Scrolls Online, but I would love an Elder Scrolls 6. That would be so damn awesome. So up next we have Ubisoft, which honestly has kind of been shaky for a lot of people for the last few years. First up, we have a game that they have showed off last year, and I've gotten the chance to play a couple of different times, and that is South Park Fractured Butthole. And oh my god, last year I kind of triggered some people. It's like, yeah, no, it's like Fractured Butthole. Like, wait, what? And they just got so weirded out the fact that I was saying it so quickly, and like, no, it's not that at all. I'm like, oh, yes it is. If you're saying it slowly just so you don't have to say butthole, you're doing it wrong. But this game looks like a ton of fun. The Stick of Truth was really enjoyable. It was definitely worth, a couple replays, and I'm hoping for the Fractured Butthole to be just as fun. In the trailers you've seen, there's been clips where it says, like, being able to play multiple classes or a mix of them. So maybe you're able to have, like, be a speedster and kind of like a Superman sort of style. Another game that's kind of been making waves recently, that's kind of been triggering a lot of people, is the recent trailer for Far Cry 5. And honestly, this game looks kind of interesting. And hearing news that you should be able to play the entire campaign through a co-op mode sounds really awesome to me. I think that'd be a ton of fun to be able to play not only on stream, but just like with friends. No idea if it's a online co-op or if it has to be kind of like I guess it has to be, if it's for PC, excuse me. I'm not sure if they'll have online co-op. I could see where they'd have you split screen for console. So, I mean, there's kind of some hopes there that they do a solid online version for that. And then next week, a game that we kind of knew was coming, but we had no idea what the theme was the new Assassin's Creed. Last year, they broke their trend of releasing a game every year. And honestly, it was kind of getting a little shaky. I used to love the Assassin's Creed series. Big diehard of 2, all the way through Revelations, honestly. I love the Ezio arc. Some of the other games have been kind of like hit and miss here. Kind of some shaky launches for console and for PC, just like poor porting issues. And it's kind of shaken my faith. But thanks to this t-shirt here, we have the new protagonist's name, Bayek. And in the background, you can kind of see some hieroglyphics. I believe that's like a scarab with the wings kind of coming out. Something that is, very, I wouldn't say iconic, but like very recognizable. But honestly, I'm kind of hoping for at least kind of like a guided playthrough, hoping to see, what taking some time off of like having to have these yearly game releases will do for them. Maybe get something a little bit more polished. Hoping for a solid launch that we're not having to worry about like day one patches trying to fix an entire game. A couple of other games that I think we will definitely see from Ubisoft is the annual Just Dance. I think it'll be Just Dance 18, and I think it's a pretty safe bet. And then I would expect to see Rayman for Switch. I think this one actually might already be announced, but I'm sure we'll get more information on that come press conference time. Moving on, we have just a short one from Capcom, at least for me. The one thing I am really excited to see is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Recently, there has been leaks of the full launch cast, and honestly, I'm hoping, with the game launching so soon, I think it's very safe to say that we'll get a full roster, and definitely some hands-on time, which will be rather cool. I'm excited to kind of be able to jump into a Marvel game as it launches. And the Infinity Stones in this game look absolutely just amazingly fun. Kind of broken, but you're not going to see me missing X Factor at all. Next we have Square Enix, which there are only 2 games that I am expecting from this. An update on the Final Fantasy VII Remake, maybe we'll get a trailer, but from recent news we know they brought the development in-house and it's getting pushed back a bit. We also have their new expansion, which is coming out shortly after E3, which is Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. It's the newest expansion. I believe it's the second. It's the second one if you don't count A Realm Reborn being an expansion to the original Final Fantasy XIV. I think it's A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood. Honestly, I've been diving back into this game. I'm working my way through Heavensward right now, but I am so damn excited to play Samurai. These like new areas look so awesome, and I'm really excited to kind of see what stories they're going to be telling, because that's such a solid part of Final Fantasy XIV for me, is the stories that they tell, and it looks great while doing it. Maybe we'll get every year we kind of hope for Kingdom Hearts 3 update. Like, I think we got like it's in development, but I want more. Please, Square Enix, surprise me, surprise the world, give us Kingdom Hearts 3. And last but not least, we have Activision, who every year they've got, of course, Call of Duty, which has World War II. I kind of like it, getting back to the roots a little bit, but it seems to me like following up Battlefield with their Battlefield 1. It's looking to kind of capitalize on that same market, which I don't know. I mean, Call of Duty is going to sell either way. It's just not necessarily always the game for me. But I believe they're supposed to have like different zombie modes, which will definitely be a good seller, because I know that always does a lot for people buying those games. But their big powerhouse this year is definitely going to be Destiny 2. The fact that it's coming to PC, going to be on the Battle.net app, or I guess it's the Blizzard app, I should say, is really awesome. I am so excited to actually get to play Destiny. It was one of the few games that had me wanting to buy either a PlayStation or an Xbox to play like an awesome first-person MMO. So I'm really excited about that. The trailers look sick. I've heard nothing but amazing things from the people that played the original Destiny, that even though it was kind of like grindy at different points, you still got like, it's just that it's so fun, you want to keep playing it. We've got a few more days here, and we'll get to see what's coming out of E3. I'll be there live I'll be there from Sunday until Saturday, so the 11th through the 17th. So if you're in the area and you want to hang out, just hit me up on Twitter at HighJump62 and let me know down in the comments what games you're excited for, what games you're hoping to see. This should be an awesome year of video game news and releases. Hit me up in the comments with what you're excited for. Follow me on Twitch over at twitch.tv/HighJump. And make sure to subscribe for more E3 content, because I will be bringing you videos as fast as I can this year. As long as my hard drive doesn't die on me and I lose so much. But hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you all later.